Sorry for the wait. Dinner plans are being weird. Anyway, hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. It's just been hotter than shit because previous night we actually got a little bit of rain, but not enough to really cool down everything. So it's like one of those things where the heat started to turn the place a little muggy. So yeah, that was the fun bit. So besides that, it's just been normal. I've been taking care of video stuff. Although I did experience a really prolonged and annoying as shit error in the editing software I use for OpenCouch. So to put it as quickly as I can, the software I use was rendering a video for one of our LPs. And while it was rendering, the program just straight up closed without warning. And due to that, the video file that was done was corrupted, so I had to attempt to restart, but I couldn't delete the corrupted file because it was saying, oh, your software is still up. But I kept clicking on the software and it wouldn't boot. So I had to uninstall it, delete the corrupted file, and then reinstall a different version, and then I was able to get the rendering done. It was just it took a while because it was just being such a pain in the ass. I had to restart my computer at one point because it was installing, but we're all good now. And the reason why I'm late is because my mom was making this this new dish that she wanted to make, that she heard about, and I was like, all right, that sounds fine, but the rice part of the dish was not cooking at all. Like, it wasn't, like, she had it soaking, but it wasn't working. But turns out turning up the temperature worked, but my dad and I already decided to have pizza, so yeah, it was just a long, a day full of long processes and learning stuff. Much like how I learned that apparently the software I'm using has kind of been well known for being a bit weird in terms of, like, shutting down with older versions, but what can you do? Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all staying cooler than I am, because despite the fall semester happening, it is definitely not fall yet weather-wise. God, I hate this heat. Anyway, so last we left off on this, I explored the twin planets for a little bit, and I got the shit scared out of me by an anglerfish. So what I'm gonna plan on for this stream, which isn't gonna be as long, because, you know, on top of me starting late, I also have school tomorrow, so I'd like to at least get a good amount of sleep if I can help it. I'm gonna be going to the Ash Twin, or the Hourglass Twins, and seeing what all I can find in that section, because it was Interloper. Wait. Oh. Right, yeah, I forgot. Because one of the other things I found was that a Nomai shuttle was on a comet. And yeah, there was a thing on the frozen shuttle I must have missed. There we go. Sunless City. That's what I was looking for. So what I'm going to plan on is exploring some more of that city. So let's go ahead and get that on the HUD. And then we can see all about the information there. And if we have time, I'll explore the Dark Bramble, and then I'll see if I can actually navigate the anglerfish. It's just... Is it going around the sun, or is it coming towards me? Oh, it's coming towards me. Fantastic. Is it it's the Ember Twin I'm meant to go to, right? Yes. Alright. Now then. Oh, hello. What's that satellite? What's that antenna thing? Alright, landing gear's damaged, but that's fine. I can take care of that. So yeah, I need to go see that city, the Sunless City, to figure out more clues regarding what the Nomai were finding. And then it's visiting that piece of shit over there. Scaring the shit out of me. Alright, what is this? Oh, hello. Some kind of operations room. So I guess I might need to reach that through the Sunless City. And you know what? I just found a short route. Hell yeah. Shit. So if you don't know what this planet's about, these are twin planets. That planet's entirely encompassed in sand, and it has been dumping sand in this planet and fills it up. Crash site caves. So I have a limited time to be able to get into the Sunless City before the whole place just gets completely filled with sand. Unique planet, I will say that much. All right. Good. We got oxygen. But yeah, that's what we're going to be planning on today, is just learning more from this planet and then seeing what else is around. Let's see. We have found an enormous cavern at the end of this passage that appears to be promising. Right. Yeah. So this was the entrance. Was it? What's this? The path to the shelter site is somewhat convoluted, so follow the instruction. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going the right direction. Now the direction was reach the shelter site, walk forward until you meet the sandfall, then turn left. Yeah, then go upward. Right. There's the hole. There we go. Now, move through here. Cautious crossing the chasm ahead. And then it's behind the sand here. And yeah, that sand is going to pile up as it keeps going. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now, with that found, let's give the city a little light, shall we? Made it here pretty quickly, so I have way more time than I did last time. I can't make it through that. What have we got here? Nothing. That looks like the entrance to the anglerfish. So, or the anglerfish fossil. There's a fossilized skeleton in there that's in a cave that's got an anglerfish jaw in it. And one of my objectives is to go take a look at that. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember, what did I end up seeing last time I was here? We saw fossil fish cave. Yeah, we've looked at this. Wait, did we? It said ship log updated. Huh? Play a game if you're too big to climb through the anglerfish hole. You'll have to go the long way, but it isn't far. Go to Stepping Stone Cave and then up and into the fossil fish cave. I tried to get the fossil fish through Stepping Stone Cave, but I couldn't find the entrance. Where is it? Remember to feed the fossil fish first. If you go to the anglerfish overlook and throw a light into its mouth, he'll show you the way. Taggett can't fit through the anglerfish overlook hole anymore because he grew bigger. He's taller than Livy now. Who cares? Iliax is still tallest. Okay, so shine a light in. Okay. All right. So what else have we got here? Okay, second level. This is where, okay. This is the section I used to lit the cave up. What is this? Angler fossil overlook. Okay. Need to get oxygen in a second. There's a gravity well. Oh, I can't get in there. How do I get in there? No, not... Ah, it's obstructed. Okay. Is there an entrance around this way? No, not through the ceiling. Weird. I have to wonder what happens if I get trapped in the sand. I might suffocate because of how much oxygen I may have left or something like that. Did that do it? No. Because there's a scroll thing in there. Alright, I'm gonna have to take note of this. Come back to it in a second. Need to get oxygen. There we go. Okay, so not through there. This way? Yes! Alright, what have we got here? Who's been computing shuttle trajectories to the sun station? Don't worry, the station is in such a low stellar orbit, we've constructed a different, safer way to travel from the ash twin. It's a purely theoretical exercise on my part. Yarrow. Who doesn't love computing a good low stellar orbit shuttle trajectory? Pi, I look forward to working with you, but I'm also relieved it will be easy to return to Ash Twin regularly. That would be Pi. I told her we wouldn't be traveling there by shuttle and that the sun station doesn't even have a landing pad, but she said she knew. Well, if somebody wants to do some trajectory calculations for the fun of it, let them. Who are we to judge? I do this for fun and people don't judge me. Out loud. Okay. What have we got here? ghost matter. Okay. What do we have in here? The cacti aren't really helping my case here either. Okay, nothing down there because it's just all ghost matter. Nothing. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing there. What's this? Yeah, the gravity cannon. Something else that we spotted. Maybe I can see more of it now since I've gotten, since I've got more time. And there's not as much sand. Alright. What have we got here? Come on. There we go. Haha. Okay. Now. Actually, I could probably go through to the city through this. Yeah, that could work. All right, so that's the launch pad. Nothing else to study around here, but I can actually go to the launch pad. This is the launch pad. Is there anything else around here of note? Blocked by cacti. Cool. Okay, that's just to the city. So I probably can't make it anyway. Call the shuttle home. Activate the gravity cannon. Okay, something's altering. Sand's rising fast. Okay, change that. Okay. Yay, oxygen. Okay. And Poke and I landed on on the interloper comet. Now, that's Brittle Hollow. Sun's going red giant, so I still have some time. Or wait, no, that's the Phantom Moon. That's right. That's not the... Yeah, because it'd be pouring sand on me. Not the right. Alright. Is it gonna take me to the interloper? Is the interloper even here? I'm here. Dark Bramble, Brittle Hollow. It's over there. So... Wait, where am I flying out to then? Am I turning or am I just... Okay, that's the Whitehole station. I'm not turning. Am I turning? It's the Whitehole station. Or is the interloper going on course with me? I have no idea. So yeah, the deal was that the sun is going supernova, so I'd have a limited time to really figure everything out. Fuck that place. Fuck that place. Okay, so I'm now just basically floating. And I have no idea what this shuttle's even attempting here. Because at some point this... Am I going off the map? I'm going off the map. Alright, I'm basically leaving the map. And there's the interloper. Well... Shit. Don't know what I can do about this, because I'm just basically free-floating now. Yep, I am leaving the map. I probably am able to navigate with this thing, but definitely not well. Well, I think I'm kind of screwed with this. Because I'm just... Yep, I am too far gone. There's nothing I could do there. That shuttle is not reliable. I am in no way capable of using that to get onto the interloper. Statue's just watching me rewind everything, and it's like, dude, what'd you expect to happen there? Okay. Well, there's still more on the twin to figure out. So let's take a look at what I may need next. Is there a way? There is a way to safely travel to the sun station from Ash Twin. So I need to head back to that city, and when my children used to play a game in Fossilfish Cave. There's a way to enter the Fossilfish Cave from Stepping Stone Cave. The entrance from the Stepping Stone Cave is hard to see unless the anglerfish is fed a light first. Okay. Alright. Well, either way, back to that city we go. Where am I? Where am I? Where's the sun? There's the sun. I don't see the twins. Where are they? Am I moving at, like... Where... There they are. Velocity matched, and now let's go see them again. Okay. Well, that was a good landing, because I also found a fellow astronaut. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Oh, I love your suit. You look like a mini Buzz Lightyear. Goodness, it's you. Hello. Take your first launch went well then. Welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mind the sand now. What are you up to? Hornfels asked me to update our star charts, so I'm out here observing. This is one of the best places in the solar system to spot astronomical events, you know. What's weird is I've actually seen a couple of supernovae lately. Usually I'd be fortunate to see just one. Keep an eye or four on the stars and maybe you'll spot one yourself. Tell me, what can I do for you? Found something. Please do tell. I found your notes about the Attlerock's main crater. Did you? Oh, I hope they were useful. The planet I mentioned may have been frozen solid or just partially made of ice, like a much colder giant steep. It's hard to say. It used to be the 5th planet in our solar system. You'll notice, of course, that there's no such planet now. In its place is dark bramble, which, how to put this, grew into the space the 5th planet used to occupy. That is, dark bramble quite literally appeared at the center of the 5th planet and began destroying it from the inside out. Eventually, the planet shattered completely, and its shards were flung across space. Some of these shards collide with the celestial bodies in our solar system, such as Attlerock, which I believe is how the biggest crater was formed. Oh, that's interesting. I have a question for you. How do you know I've spotted a supernova? Supernovae look like extra bright stars to the naked eye, but if you zoom in with your signal scope, you can tell that they're actually enormous explosions. A massive star goes supernova at the very end of their lifespan. At the very end of their lifespans, which is why it's so unusual to see two in a single day. I wonder if some of these stars are older than we realize. What can I do for you? What are you doing here? I'm documenting the stars. Hornfels noticed our star charts are out of date, so they asked me to update them. Please don't tell the others I said this, but sometimes I think I'm the only traveler out here interested in doing any science at all. Maybe don't tell Hornfels either. I think they're pretty deep in denial. Tell me, what can I do for you? How dangerous is that column of falling sand? On a scale of 1 to dead, I'd give it a 7 or 8. Awful pretty, though. Right now, sand is flowing from ash twin to ember twin, but did you know the process eventually reverses? We're not completely sure why the sand flows back and forth between the twins, but it seems to be a natural phenomenon. Oh, if you'd like to see something interesting, check out the other twin once a little more of its sand drains off. I promise you won't be disappointed. Okay. I found something. Found Nomai writing about a hidden path. How fascinating! It might interest you to know the existence of an additional planet is entirely plausible. If you look at the physics of our solar system, it would just have to be incredibly far out there, farther than Hearthian ships would be able to travel. And honestly, we don't know all much about what's out there. The farther you go, the less we know. As such, it's well within the realm of possibility as such a planet exists. I have a question. Found something. Found the writing about the quantum moon. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Everyone loves a good mystery, don't they? Who wouldn't wonder about a moon that's sometimes there and sometimes not? I've observed the quantum moon orbiting each of the 5 planets, but sometimes it quite simply disappears from the sky altogether. Maybe there's another place it travels to. Unfortunately, if there is, I've never seen it. Perhaps if I take a closer look at these star charts. Okay, so this is Chert. Yeah. Alright. Oh, hello. That's a fancy looking opening. Whee! There's a quantum fluctuation. Ah. Hello. Ah, this is new. Friends, if you find any sign of Coleus, I implore you to tell me. He vanished without a trace during our research trip, and has been missing ever since. Mellorai, some of us from the Sunless City are here to help search for Coleus. Can you tell us more about your expedition? You have my gratitude, Burr. Coleus and I were studying the cave's geology. We hope to learn more about a unique and wandering rock that visits several different caves in the area. Where was young Coleus lost, Mellorai? He disappeared in the cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed at the North Pole. It happened in an instant and without warning. I turned away from Coleus to examine a sample, and when I turned back, he simply wasn't there anymore. He had a limited supply of air, Anona. I'm afraid for him. Hypothesis? We will learn more by examining the northern lakebed cave where Coleus disappeared. Search quickly, everyone. We have no time to squander. So, North Lakebed. Yep, that's about right. Now. This was the distress spot. So the northern side of the planet is where that lake bed is. Okay, we've got a bridge. And I just made a full circle, but that's fine. Actually, this would probably work as an opportunity to update my stuff. Oh, hello. I see stairs. Ow. So eventually the sand goes back. Well, I guess that makes sense. That's why they're the hourglass. Oh, that's why they're the hourglass twins. Man. I get it now. So the sand eventually goes back and forth. So whatever the sand just covered up is what that spire is covering. Good to know. Well, not a whole lot I can do about that, because, yeah. So what I think I'll do next... Ow. What I think I'll do next is probably update my ship's log if I can get to... Can I even get to my ship from here? Yes, I can. It's just over that way. There we go. Whee! So I need to refuel. There's the quantum moon. Out of sight and out of mind. There's Giant's Deep. There's the I think I get it. I think I get what I'm meant to do with this. Alright, let's see the rumors. Church Camp, Quantum Caves, labeled Lakebed Cave. Oh, there's more to there's more? The Nomai noticed a strange wandering rock that appeared in multiple caves on Ember Twin's northern hemisphere. I found a strange rock shard that moves when I'm not watching it. It emits a signal on the quantum fluctuations frequency. There's more to explore here. A Nomai named Coleus mysteriously vanished from a cave at the bottom of a dried lake bed at Ember Twin's North Pole. Chert has set up their astronomy gear on the northern pole of the Ember Twin. Chert has spotted an unusually high number of supernovae recently. Okay, so whatever that Nomai did that was going to affect the sun, it didn't just affect this sun. It affected, like, all the suns in, well, multiple suns across different star systems, from the sounds of it. Probably multiple suns in this whole galaxy. Not all of them, but probably a lot of them. Now, church ship's over there. Let's find that satellite, because I have a theory. Or, probably just keep with the Sunless City for now. Ah, broken door. So that's a shortcut, most likely. Ah! Wait, I'm back here. Did I just... I wonder if I'm on top of it. Does it take me anywhere if I'm on top of it? Because if the guy that was with it vanished... Wait, but I'm not disappearing with that quantum shard when I'm on top of it, so how did that guy vanish? How did the dude vanish if he wasn't... That's weird. Very bizarre. And somehow I'm super far from my ship. Huh. This is very, very bizarre. So according to Chert, the sand does eventually fall back into Ash Twin. Although, maybe the problem is I won't get to see how that happens because the sun is going supernova, possibly around the time where the... Yeah. Maybe the sun's going supernova around the time where the sand would be going back to the other twin planet. Well, I only have 50% fuel remaining. Ow. Hmm. This was the observation thing that I found, and I think I already logged this, if I remember correctly. Did I? Planet sometimes and only sometimes has a moon. Disappears. Quantum. Yeah, this is all about the quantum moon, which I've already read up on. Hmm. And did I already read this one? This scroll? Take a look. Quantum moon locator is functioning. We have markers for each place the moon goes. Burn eyes in a moon orbit around dark bramble. You have keen eyes, so this moon travels are in total 5, not 4. Add a marker for dark bramble. Okay. Yeah, because there's a... So, there's this moon that occasionally hops around the different planets in this solar system, and one of those is and apparently a location that is unknown is one that apparently the Nomai were attempting to find and figure out, like, okay, so where's this 6th location? This might be where the Eye of the Universe is, and if that is the case, then we should be getting on that soon, because the Eye of the Universe is our whole reason for even being here. Alright. I need to park my ship somewhere else. Now. Let me take a look here. So his notes didn't reveal anything new. Hello, comrade. Or caps lock. Yep, exactly. Hello, Fudfi. Fudfi? Welcome to the stream. I'm kind of going back and forth trying to figure out what all I can do on this planet, because now the city's completely covered in sand. And I'm under the assumption that that I don't have time to be able to wait for the sand to move to the next spot on the planet, because the sun might go supernova in that time. So, if that's the case, well, let's get off this, and then, yeah, let's get off the planet and see what all is observable right now. So we've got that warp point. Ah, the satellite, that's what I'm looking for. Well, that was a terrible idea. Oh god, I'm a little turned around. Have you explored Ash Twin much? No, I have not. I've just explored this. Oh wait, yeah, I've just explored this one. Ash Twin is the one that dumps the sand, right? Yeah, I haven't explored that. I've just explored this one. I've yet to figure out how I'm meant to get to the other twin because of the because of the barrier that they built, the Nomai. Because they built that barrier that's meant to be protective, so I don't have any clue how I'm supposed to get onto it. There it is. Match velocity. And if you want to know, yes, I did explore Dark Bramble to find the missing distress beacon. And also, yes, I did get scared shitless by the anglerfish. So if you were wondering if I did, I did. So there you go. There's your know-how on that. Ah! Note, this door will need to remain closed for some time. Pi and I are running an experiment based on the extraordinary findings from the White Hole Station. Raimi and I will be running this experiment until one of us, specifically me, can prove the other wrong. Although it's inconvenient, the lab currently can only be accessed by the path from the Sunless City. Inviting sand inside would disrupt our setup and would have enormous consequences. We realize this, and this is an intriguing prospect, but the door must remain closed nonetheless. An update. The High Energy Lab is now being used to design the Ash Twin project. If you're here to help, or even just to observe, be sure to use the Sunless City path to the lab. So this is the High Energy Lab. Good to know. That was the best clip ever. Yeah, I knew you'd like that clip of me getting just me getting scared by a anglerfish the size of a house. Okay, so the Sunless City is down there, and at some point it does fill entirely up with sand, and I can't do anything else about that. And I'm operating under the assumption that the supernova is going to happen just as the sand would go back to that planet, to Ash Twin. So yeah. What I'm going to assume also is that the White Hole Station is how I get to the Ash Twin. If I'm going to continue theorizing. If I had a beer, I'd call it beer rising. Alright, what's in here? This probably led to the Sunless City. Yeah, that's just been all I've been doing is just trying to figure out means of getting over there. Hey, look, supernova. And yeah, I'm right. There's not enough time for me to even have the sand be transported back to Ash Twin. Good to know. So, to explain the time loop, at some point in the beginning of the game, a statue of the Nomai recognizes you and starts to log your memories. And what you find out from a fellow astronaut is that when you die, you're essentially caught in a time loop where your memories are kept in a bank. And so, yeah, I did just die. I did just get burned into crisps by a supernova. That is the whole deal, is that I'm trying to figure out also why the sun is going supernova, and what I suspect is that it may have to do with that station that keeps exploding when I start the game. So yeah, dying is super frequent here. It happens. Like, there is no way to completely solve the mystery of this game without dying multiple times. That's just the deal. Alright, what have we got here? The High Energy Lab can only be accessed by a path from the Sunless City. Okay, it's probably the path that got encompassed by sand. Space is fun. Space is fun. It can be fun. Albeit terrifying in its own way. Like, besides the anglerfish thing, there was one other thing that scared me. Also, you see that there over in the distance? Dark bramble? That's where all the anglerfish are. Anyway, one of the things that terrified the shit out of me when I first started was me going to a planet called Brittle Hollow, which has this like black hole at the center of it that parts of the planet keep falling under. And when you fall into that black hole, you're sent to this station that has a white hole, which is the other side of the black hole. And when you're sent to that white hole, you're basically just kind of floating unless you take your whole ship in there with you. So that was pretty terrifying, is that it's like being just dropped with, it's like being dropped into the deep end with no direction to go at all. Match velocity, there we go. Try that again. There we go. Better. Alright. So I suspect that my way to Ash Twin is through there. Which means to find a way back into the Sunless City again. Fuck it. Did I just... Okay. That's what happens when you get too close to ghost matter, I guess. I just... Alright. So, they really made sure I didn't have any shortcuts to the Sunless City. That stuff is called ghost matter, and you're warned, like, oh yeah, it's basically like if white phosphorus was a stone. Obviously not in that term, but it's basically what it is. And yeah, I just thought, okay, so long as I avoid it directly, but I guess I must have grazed it. You die very quickly? Okay, good to know. Alright, let's see. Where are they? There they are. Match velocity. But yeah, like nothing... One of the most terrifying things you can probably ever experience in this game is when you're just free-floating with no anchoring point in any capacity to keep you from just hurtling through space. Absolutely shit-pants inducing. No, 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 no. God damn it, hold on. Ugh. Let's try. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you do it. That is gonna be my pro gamer move. Okay. So the distress beacon's that way. Where's the sand? Okay, it's over there. Wait, I think I went this way and I didn't end up finding the thing. Because I think this doesn't lead to... Unless I'm going up to... No, because this is where the quantum shard is. So... Wait, how do I get there again? Did I seriously forget how to get there? Alright, I guess I did. Oh... I thought they got it near the distress beacon. The fuck? And yes, now it's here, and now it's not. Still not, but you get the idea. Those shards are from a moon. I guess I thought of this because you said because what you said was scary. Did you know that President Nixon had a speech prepared to give in case Neil Armstrong and the other astronauts got stranded on the moon? I did not know that. Was it gonna be... Ooh! Shortcut! Maybe? What have we got here? It's really eerie? Really? Okay. Yeah. Passage leads. Yeah. This is it. Emergency escape hatch. Okay, do not follow this tunnel. And then keep moving. Was it this way? No. Oh, it was at the bottom. That's right. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, it's an eventuality you have to take into consideration. Milk Stoffer? Hope you're enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I was mentioning to Fudd and Ken. I hope it's okay if I call you Fudd. That I was telling them about my first encounter with the anglerfish at Dark Bramble and how it actually scared me down to my legs. Like, if it wasn't for me sitting down, I would have actually fallen if I was standing up playing this. But yeah, now I'm just investigating clues at the Sunless City. Yeah, NASA wasn't super 100% that the astronauts would be able to get back. That's the danger of the space travel. They're very casual about it in this game because I guess it's because their solar system is pretty well researched, I suppose. But yeah, space in general is just really awful and scary, and yeah. It's a reasonable reaction. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. There we go. Okay, Sunless City. But yeah, I don't look forward to going back into Dark Bramble because of that, but I know I'm gonna have to because of the mothership situation with the Nomai. It's just... I don't want to do it, but I have to, man. Ugh. Anyway. Turning on all the lights. Okay, which one of these leads to the lab? Ice Shrine District. High Energy Lab. So which one was this? Which one? So yeah, the Nomai were resourceful enough to build a city. Oh. To build a whole city underneath a planet that is directly next to the sun. So, I'm just studying this city to see what all I can parse out. Should we build this on Ash Twin? Any other ways to generate this level of power? Theoretically, practically, no. How am I supposed to get to that high energy lab from here? There's definitely a thing I'm missing. I'm having one of my Sigmire from Dark Souls moments. Alright, this was quite the pickle in...
Oh, yes, hello. A fellow undead such as I. I am Sigmire from Hearth's... From the...
I forget the name of the planet that you're from, but...
From X planet. I've been exploring this solar system for quite some time, and now I've run into a bit of a pickle. See, I'm trying to understand how to get to this sun station, and apparently a clue I'm looking for is in this thing called the High Energy Lab, but I can't seem to be able to get to it at this time. as the planet keeps filling with sand and I have a very limited way of getting to it. So you see my predicament.
Okay. Just gotta platform my way across. No boosting. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, did that. Threaded the needle. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us here in the star system, the signal from the eye. We observed the eye signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. We know what this is. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than the universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. Oh shit, I entered the church, not the place to the lab. Oops. If the eye called to us, why won't it reveal itself? Why is it so difficult to locate? Did something happen to it? Did the signal stop? Does the eye no longer desire to be found? Did it go under a tunnel when going on I-35 North? Perhaps it isn't the eye's choice. The eye may not be able to communicate with us more than it already has. So it really did go under a tunnel when it going through I-35 North. Did the eye deliberately call out to us by sending the signal, or did we hear the signal by coincidence? We could be seeing meaning where there is none. Suppose the signal was produced incidentally. Does that mean the eye is any less important, though? Perhaps the eye wanted to be found. Could it be sentient? Maybe it chose us. Does the eye desire something from us? Could it need us in some way? It ran out of sugar to make sure it had to make its pecan pie with. Maybe it doesn't have to be us. I got lost after Google Maps crapped out. It's like the eye of the universe goes, I tried to contact IT support, but you were the closest people I could find. Or something like that. Is the eye natural or artificial? Maybe someone built it. The eye is older than the universe itself. How could something exist before its creator? Could be naturally occurring, though it doesn't answer how the eye could be as old as it is. So yeah, the Nomai read a signal from something they call the eye of the universe. And this eye is older than the universe itself, at least according to them. And with this knowledge, they decided, all right, we're going to try and have a large expedition to make it over to the Eye of the Universe so that we can learn all the knowledge from this thing that's older than the universe. Figure out why the universe was created the way it was, how all this works and such. And then the Dark Bramble encompassed their mothership, and a lot of them proceeded to get lost. And when that happened, they were like, okay, well, all of our escape pods are now scattered across this star system. We need to survive before we do any more research. And this is the result of their survival. For the most part. Ah, there's an opening. Oh, I could have just gone through the sand and been able to do that instead of doing that platforming segment. God damn it. Okay. So high energy lab. That's the gravity cannon. I don't have much time. Wait, the high energy lab must be the lowest level. That must be it. The high energy lab's on the lowest level of the city, so that's why I can't see it. Oh. Oh, which means I gotta get here fast before the sand fills it up. Okay. Cool. Good to know at least that much. The sand's filling up. I think I might be I think I'm about to get crushed. Yup. Well, at least I know what I'm supposed to do for this one now. So the other thing is, at certain points, you're given the ability to meditate to start a time loop over, because I'm confident a lot of players don't really have the patience to wait out being suffocated from lack of oxygen, burn up in the sun, or wait for the supernova to happen for them to restart the time loop. So an astronaut on Giant Steep, which is the planet that's just above me here, teaches you how to meditate so that you can wait till the next time loop, because they're going through the same time loop as you are, since they ran into a Nomai statue that essentially connected with them like a Bluetooth device. This game could benefit from a crawl function. Well, I don't know about that. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, it's done. Oh. The Nomai traveled to the solar system in pursuit of a signal from something older than the universe itself. They named the source of the signal the Eye of the Universe. Okay, so that's all from the city, except for that route to the lab. So I need to go get there ASAP. I need to go there, like, now. Alright. We'll start at the distress beacon, since that's the closest route I can think of. No, 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 too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast! Too fast! Okay, there. Now. Distress beacon. Where are you? That's Chert. Distress beacon, distress beacon. Distress beacon. That's the gravity cannon. I just saw the beacon. Where is it? To crawl under doorways that would fill up with sand, I mean. Yeah, I get you. It's just, I think they just had different priorities with the movement in this game. I guess trying to convey accurate enough space travel is probably what they were thinking at the time. There we go. Ah, shit. Okay. First, let's repair my landing gear. There. Wait for the sand to pass. And then... now. Let's go through the escape pod. Out into the cavern. Was it this way? No, it was this way. Yes. That is not what I meant to do. Okay. Sunless City is this way. And then boost. Through here. and hop. Now, was there a shortcut door that I had here, or am I not remembering correctly? Oh no! It's amazing. Look inside this cave. How did it come to rest here? Yeah. So that's the fossil of the anglerfish that those kids were talking about. So how am I meant to... How am I meant to get in there? Aha! I see. Hmm. Alright. So it looks like there's a deeper section of the cave that you're meant to be able to go up from when you come out of the anglerfish's mouth. Yes, I was right. Okay, high energy lab, high energy lab. So, yeah, I had a very small window to get here before the sand filled up the cavern. There it is. Ah, shit. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, move, 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 move. Go, go, go. Wait. There. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. Wait. There. Yes! Whew. That was scary. Having your whole movement space just get filled up gradually is not fun. Would not recommend. Okay, so we've got some good views of the different parts. It's a downward spot. Wait, how am I meant to get up to the lab then? Is this how? Yes, it is. There we are. And I've got oxygen back. Good. Okay. With that, we can now finally explore this section. Hey, there's me. Warp core. Ah, these are warp cores that I can use for the other spot. Okay. Well, what have we got here? Records show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly before departing from the White Hole Station. Raimi and I are devising an experiment to test if this is a real phenomenon or simple machine error. In theory, what we want to try to reproduce is a negative amount of time elapsing between something entering the black hole and exiting the white hole at its destination. Initial thing first, our experiment setup will first pair a small black hole core with a small white hole core to mimic the setup on the White Hole Station. Hypothesis: it is possible for an object to exit a white hole before entering the corresponding black hole. Okay, so essentially what that talked about was how if I went to Brittle Hollow and entered the black hole in there and then came out the white hole station, time would have reversed for me slightly. That's what they were theorizing. An update. Our experiment here reproduced the anomaly in arrival and departure times, but Pi is unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. I hope to strengthen the effects to render it visible to the unaided eyes. To that end, we've decided to try adding more energy. I imagine the Sunless City's energy supplies should prove sufficient. Note for Raimi, Yarrow requests that we let him know before we reroute energy to the experiment. I'd hate to leave him in the dark. Quite literally. All available energy has been rerouted from the city to our experiment. Raimi and I are about to run the new test. Hypothesis confirmed. Hypothesis confirmed. I saw it. Pi saw it. Hypothesis confirmed. This is beyond extraordinary. This changes everything. What a beautiful day for the intersection of abstract theory and practical application. Yeah, the Nomai were a bunch of science people. So that brings the energy over to the warp station. And then... Ooh, more stuff. The Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, to have something arrive 22 minutes before it actually sent through the warp. We've learned the negative interval of time between departure and arrival can be increased by adding more energy to the warp core. Problematically, the energy required to extend the interval increases at an exceptional rate. Hypothesis: creating a 22-minute long interval is possible, but we're currently unable to generate the necessary energy. Raimi and I believe it would be necessary to invent a new method of producing energy, a thrilling but enormous undertaking. We would also require an advanced warp technology able to handle such energy. We would also likely need an enormous space to fit these proposed new energies and warp technologies together. The only location large enough would be Ash Twin. The energy is currently unavailable, you say? You're a gas pie. My pun was unintended, Raimi, so I believe it's you who's aeriform. I don't know that last word. You take that move out. But I assume it's an energy pun, so I'm gonna say boo anyway. The Ash Twin project will be one of our biggest undertakings, metaphorically and physically. To build it, we need a way to travel quickly between Ash Twin and each location that holds crucial project materials. What if we used warp towers, like the ones we have on the White Hole Station, to connect Ash Twin directly to each critical location? Of note, each tower on Ash Twin will warp to a different planet. My gratitude to those who noted my imprecise language. Yes, the sun is not a planet. I believe this has been sufficiently clarified. Kindly stop reminding me. It wasn't an energy pun, but it was really bad. We can design each tower to visually reflect its warp destination. The Giant's Deep Tower, for instance, could resemble a cyclone, and we could model the Timber Hearth Tower after a geyser mountain. Poke, Root, and I can begin work on this immediately in the Black Hole Forge. This will keep us busy. Okay. So, Ash Twin Towers, aeriform having the nature of air gas. Oh. Boo. Okay, so that's probably Timber Hearth. That's Brittle Hollow, I think. That might be Giant's Deep. Ash Twins. I might be mixing up the order. But we now have something. We're able to get here now. Yes! Door! And now I can possibly go to the Ash Twin. Yeah! Okay, which one would take me to the Ash Twin, though? Which of these would take me to Ash Twin, though? Like, are they... Do I need to take a white core? Or do I need a... I think I may need a black hole warp core. Possibly. Let's take a look. But yes, this is good. I'm glad I came here a lot faster. I don't know how much sand has filled the space, but I imagine it's quite a bit. Now, where's the warp spot? There it is. I have 50% fuel remaining, but that's okay, because I may be able to test something. Oh. Can I not take this out? So, wait. So I'm wrong then. So how the hell am I supposed to get over there then? Because I can't navigate into one of the twins on my ship, because there's like a big layer there that's supposed to... Because there's a big, like, barrier that's preventing me from going through. So I don't understand why... Maybe... Oh, I'm dumb. Is this why I had to reroute the... Oh wait, no, that goes back to the city. No, I had power I had power going the right way. So what am I missing here? So am I just stupid, or am I actually missing something? Wait, these are empty. The game makes me crave s'mores. Yeah, that is a thing you can do. The only thing that this game missing is fishing and getting to pet a dog. Welcome, Sage. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, that's the only things this game is missing: fishing and getting to pet dogs. So what is it that I'm not getting at this? Because clearly, this is meant to allow me to warp to Ash Twin. So how am I gonna... Wait, is it because the station is covered in sand? Or maybe there's some kind of signal thing. Because from the looks of it... Because I can't take this out. Maybe I need to be at the Whitehall station with one of these and then use it. But that's a really roundabout way to go about this. This is a pickle. I mean, I got up here and I got a lot of information, which is good. It's just... I need to be able to replace that white hole core with a black hole core, because then I can go in. Because right now, that Ash Twin section is only allowing me to go... Like, I can only get spat out on Ember Twin. I need to get sucked into a black hole core in order to go into Ash Twin. If I'm reading this correctly. It's like a positive and a negative force attracting each other, except in a black hole way. Cosmic magnetism. I'm spouting pseudoscience but hopefully I'm making sense. This is a toughie. Maybe... No, it wouldn't have to do with this thing. Would it? No, it wouldn't. It's just a... That's just basically a... all that acts as is a big old antenna. Yeah, so now I have 2 white holes and 2 black hole cores. If I could take this out and replace it with the black hole core, then that would fix my problem, but I can't. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not allowed to. Is it like when you stick 2 Lego pieces of the same size on top of each other and you need like a screwdriver to pry it off or something? Do I need a screwdriver? Or... Alright, well I'm gonna close this. Keep sand from getting in here. Never mind. Alright, well I can't pick up any more of those. Use your teeth? Yeah, use my teeth to pry the Lego pieces, to pry a white hole core warp stone out from the from its slot. Because there's power now going to this. There's power now going to that. Maybe there's a maybe that's the destination and not the... Maybe that's where you warp to and not where you warp from. If that's the case, then I'd have to take... Then I'd probably have to see what's down there during my next loop. Okay, that might be it. That might be where I pop out from instead of popping in. So that's something that I may have to do in the next run, is to head down that way through the stairs. Head down that way through the stairs and see if I can make it to the see if I can make it down to the warp point, if it's down there. I don't know if it is or not, but we'll see. See, this is the fun of this game. We're trying, like, you're not really given any kind of direction, so to speak, when you launch off for the first time. All your only real objective is to explore the solar system to your heart's content and just figure things out as you keep going. And maybe not burn up, but it looks like it's going to go supernova soon, so it doesn't really matter. Alright. So, with that in mind, next time loop I'm definitely going to have to take a look at the, that warp station. Where, hold on, let me center myself real fast. Where's the sun? There's the sun. Okay. Dark Bramble's over there. Giant Steep is over there. Actually, let me take a look at the map. Because I'm there. Wait, am I next to the interloper? Or is that... No, that's the interloper. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Interloper? Interloper? Come here. Come here, interloper. Where are you? Is it not? Oh, fantastic. It's probably too far for me. Right? Yep. Okay. Well, the sun's gonna explode anyway. So I might as well at least check out what all I've found. All right, let's take a look. Let's get our stuff stocked up. High Energy Lab, Ash Twin's design. The Nomai plan to construct technology capable of producing a 22-minute negative time interval on Ash Twin. Designed for each of the towers on Ash Twin's equator. Each tower warps to a different planet, although many Nomai were quick to note that the sun is not actually a planet. Each tower is designed to visually reflect its warp destination. The towers allow the Nomai to quickly travel between Ash Twin and all other locations crucial to the Ash Twin project. The Nomai successfully reproduced the temporal anomaly first observed at Whitehall Station. Warped objects appeared to arrive before they depart. The Nomai discovered they could increase the negative item interval between the... That's probably what that's probably what was going through the character's mind. Just reading it very dryly and then sudden burning death. So yeah, that was a good find. That was a very good discovery. Okay. So, now that we know all that, well, we don't know it all because I didn't get to read it everything. Let's take a look. Not what I meant to do. Where was it? There. The Nomai wanted to know if a 22-minute negative time interval was possible. They concluded it would require new technology to produce the necessary energy as well as an advanced warp core to handle those energies. Ash Twin was okay. So, now I know I need to... Someone should mod this game to have to play the time loop whenever... to play time warp whenever the loop happens. Time warp. Is that a reference that I'm not understanding? Okay. So... now that I know all this... I see the warp station. Could have done more gracefully, but that's fine. Let's do the time warp again. I'm not getting that reference, buddy. I'm not understanding the reference you're dropping on me. I'm sorry for being uncultured in some media, but I do not understand. Okay, so that's that. Maybe oh god, I might need to go to the Whitehall station and warp to Ash Twin from there. That might be it. If that's the case, then I need to get off here. That's the stained glass window into that church that I saw. I only know it from Just Dance. You'll know it if you hear it. Well, I never played Just Dance because, I don't know, like those Just Dance games never really were my big appeal. Never really were a big appeal for me. Okay. Now, let's go to Brittle Hollow. Brittle Hollow, where are you? Where are you? Giant's Deep. Where is it? There it is. There it is. And I think that's the interloper over there. I had a Wii when I was a kid. Just Dance 4 was the one of the games my parents got for it. Ah. Will, you bring some shame to the riffraff and Dr. Frankenfurter. Well, Dr. Frankenfurter isn't having to go through a time loop of routinely being exploded by the fucking sun every, like, half hour, I think. Can I land on the interloper? Just on my ship as it is? It's gonna come out from the other side of the sun. Match velocity. It's moving pretty quickly, but that's to be expected. Match velocity again. Okay. Now, do I... All right. Landed. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we'll see. There's the ship. Nope. Nope. Come on. There we go. This is troublesome. It seems the comet wishes to submerge our shuttle in ice. If we stay on the surface for too long, the shuttle may freeze entirely. Even if it did, couldn't someone call it back home with the gravity cannon on Ember Twin? Yes, but the exploration of the comet would be more difficult if we were without the shuttle until someone recalled it. Perhaps we shouldn't have landed on the dark side of the comet. Suppose one of us remained in the shuttle to keep it warm and continue monitoring the surface. This would be wise. I think Clary. If you don't mind waiting here with it, Poke and I will continue investigating the surface. Oh, no. So, what I think happened was they sunk in. Oh, God. Do I want to sink into this thing? I don't think I want to, but I know I might have to. No. Come on. No. 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 Match velocity. Match velocity. Match velocity. No. There. Oh. Shit. Oh, I'm sweating from this game. God damn. Okay, so this definitely has no gravity on it, for the most part. Makes sense. It's a comet. See, the thing is that... Okay, so the dude... So the dude that was on here was meant to stay on the ship to keep it from freezing over. But the problem is that... Okay, so... One of the mysterious crevices inside it. Does my ship sink in? Does it freeze over? No, I can't even stay stable on it. So I think that that's not going to work. Although I am near the Whitehole station now, which actually fits with my objective. So yeah, right next to me is a white hole. That's where I got spat out of when I went into the black hole that's at Brittle's Hollow. Or at Brittle Hollow, not Brittle's Hollow. Probably can't land my ship in that. Okay. Buckling in. Here we go. Okay. Now, that's Brittle's Hollow that it's kept at. Whitehole Station. Ember Twin. But I need to be on Ash Twin, though. Is there an Ash Twin plate here? Because this points toward Brittle Hollow, and I can't take this out. Shouldn't stand here because I might get teleported. But yeah, black hole to white hole connection is one way. There's, like, once you're... Projection stone. Once you're in a particular spot, there's no... Once you're spat out of a white hole, there's no going back to where you were. Okay, so since we have a projection stone here... Maybe I meant to take it to Brittle Hollow about something. Because there were projection stones there. I mean, I could go do that now, because I got here pretty quickly. All right. Buckle up and head to Brittle Hollow. Now, for Brittle Hollow, where is it? There it is. Ooh, excuse me, I had to crack my neck. Let's match velocity. Match velocity. Not matching velocity. Come on. There. Music's getting kind of warbly and funky. There we are. So for those that don't know, this is Brittle Hollow, a planet that has a very, 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 very unstable crust. And it has a volcanic moon that occasionally lops a volcanic snot. I'm just calling it the moon snot. It has a moon snot that occasionally falls onto the surface of the planet and causes a part of this brittle crust to fall into the black hole there, and it gets spat out over at the White Hole Station. So, yeah. That. So if you hear a crash occasionally, that's what that is. Plus, hold on, I think I might have gone to the wrong spot. But yeah, over there, you just saw, like, a piece with a tree, with a dead tree drop. No, it's actually... Oh, no, this is the right spot. Just hope that the moon doesn't... Oh, God. Okay. Well, if you're approaching a planet... Wait. Hold on. If you were approaching a planet in this game, as you got closer, it turned 180 degrees and had you faced it... And had your face and it... Wait. And it had your face and it was just staring at you. How would you react? I would probably put the game down for a good few weeks, because I feel like that would be, one, a jumping shark moment, and two, I would actually be shaken. I would be shaken to the degree that this game would have just been like, I can't do this. That would have... It's like if you saw... You remember that CGI cartoon about, like, planes? Would you call the cops? What cops? It's space. I'd call, like, the space police from Futurama or something. But as I was saying, there's that CGI cartoon where it was planes, but they had, like, realistic-esque human faces. It'd be like if a plane was like that and looked at you. I meant in real life. Yeah, I would call the cops, point to my video game, and said, "This game scared me." I'd definitely do that. But yeah, it'd be that degree of terrifying. Because if I'm being frank, the anglerfish moment definitely made me wary, because I'm too scared to even go near Brittle Hollow or Dark Bramble. So yeah, if anything like that happened, where it's like like if the quantum moon suddenly appeared with my face on it, and it was like uncanny valley levels with realistic stuff, it's your face, which means the devs were stalking you and putting your face. Yeah, that would be shit-pantsingly terrifying. Okay, so I'm at the sunken city. But yeah, that whole section of this planet, in the black hole it goes. Same with that one. That just happens to this planet. I think I need to get up there. But how do I get up there? I don't think I can, because that looks like a warp point. Because it looks like I could reach an elevator of some kind that can take me up there. But the problem is... yeah, it's all the way down... it's all the way right near the, It's right near the black hole, and I'm at 1.3 times normal gravity. Black Hole Forge District. I can't reach the Black Hole Forge District. And I'm also low on oxygen, so I'm kind of on borrowed time right now. No! Man, come on. That was close. There we go. Alright. Where am I now? Seems to be a different district. Yeah, this is the Church of the Eye. The Eye of the Universe. Seen around poke again, turns means of thin, but then her sister, oil and water. Yeah, I've seen that already. Well, I think I went to the wrong space because I'm supposed... What I should have tried to find was... What I should have done was try to find a means to get to the, Uh-oh. 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 Oh my god. How did I manage that? That was awesome. I lived. Okay. What I need to do is go to the... near the gravity cannon, find the warp point for that, and then put this into the template, I think. Or the projection thing to at least see what's on the inside of that, on the inside of Ash Twin, because I'm not even... Can I even get on there? Because it looks like you can, but I've not seen any evidence to suggest that I can or cannot. I have no idea. But we're going to have to see. Forgot about these gravity crystals. Wait. Oh no, I think I'm screwed. Because if I go over here and I overlook the planet, the crust here. Yup, that's about right. That's the bitch about this whole thing, this planet, is that you kind of have a limited time to explore before more bits of the planet get lobbed into that thing. This might not even be what I'm supposed to do with this. So I'm kind of at a loss. Is my ship drifting? Is my ship drifting? Okay, I think the bit of planet that my ship was on just got hit and, I think it's drifting. Okay. Well, that's just lovely. Well, I don't really have anything else I can attempt here. Because I think I've explored about all of the, all this can give me. Ghost matter. Well, the sun's gonna explode soon anyway, so I'm not too concerned. It's just... There it goes. Well, the music is very appropriate. Yeah, that's pretty much the music of like, hey, game over, sun's exploded. Yeah, nothing else. All right. I think this might be the last run that I do, and then I'm gonna stop for the night. I would have streamed longer, but as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my dinner plans ended up kind of getting a bit convoluted, or not convoluted. They got complicated, and it caused me to wait longer than I probably should have, and then I essentially waited a little too late, and I just was like, I'll just have a pizza and save the dinner for tomorrow. So, yeah. Alright. There's the quantum caves. I mean, I could try and look at the quantum caves, but I don't know what I can see there. Like, besides the fact that we've got a shard there that I can, you know, investigate, but what's there to investigate? You just turn away from it for a second and it's gone. I mean, at the very least, I've amassed quite a bit of know-how about the planets and the Nomai, but I'm not really any closer to figuring out my direction right now. I mean, I think the direction I'm meant to be seeing is like figuring out getting to Giant Deep's core, finding the mothership that the Nomai thought they were seeing in Dark Bramble, which is the thing I'm the least looking forward to. But it has to be done. It has to be done. And... And that's kind of it, because I've explored a lot of spots. Alright. I could also try and figure out that anglerfish situation, too. That's something I can look to. Alright, so now it's dumping sand. Yeah, I think maybe that might be something I could do later, is figure out how to get to that anglerfish fossil, because that's apparently a thing of interest that you gotta take a look at. Not criticizing, I'm just saying that I after how scared I got last time, I probably wouldn't want anything to associate with on those fucking creatures. Because deep sea creature life is some of the most terrifying shit you'll probably ever see in your lifetime. Maybe even other lifetimes. Alright. So what have we got? So this is the lake bed. Dead end. That's another dead end. Well, sand's rising fast. Can't go in there. Well, this one was quick. Yep, this one's quick. That's a new one. Getting crushed to death by sand. So that was the lake bed, but I think I just wasn't able to make that. Okay, so since that one was a short one, I'm not going to count it, so I'm going to try and get to the anglerfish thing however quickly I can. So what I need to do is go into the sunken city, or yeah, that actually made me wince. Yeah, the sound. One of the highest compliments that I can give this game is that the sound design is fucking amazing. It's so good at being able to convey like your rocket propulsions, boosting in and out of everything. Can I get onto that satellite? I don't think so. It's selling its job. It's doing its job really well at selling the stuff it's meant to sell. Oh, excuse me, I had a hiccup. All right. Now. Yeah, that was a new one. I hadn't been crushed in this game yet. I've suffocated, I've meditated to death, I've burned up many a time in the atmosphere, or by the supernovas. I've yet to have actually been, I've yet to have been crushed to death by a sand chasm. Wait. Did this lead anywhere? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it. At least I know where the city is now, which is good. Does the game let you take your helmet off in space? No. Do you take your helmet off in space in real life? No, the alien species I'm playing as can't survive in space. They need oxygen. Wait. What's down there? I've never checked what's down there. Well, I don't want to check right now. So I think what I'm meant to do is go back this way. I can't because of the sand. I know it's not a good idea, I'm just asking if it lets you. No, it doesn't. It does not. The game does not let you take your helmet off while you're in the vacuum of space. Once your suit's on, it's not off until you're in your spaceship. Okay, ground level. That takes me to the high energy lab. Stepping Stone Cave. I think this is what the kids were referring to. Those Nomai kids were like, hey, yeah, you can reach it through Stepping Stone Cave. You just gotta feed a light to the anglerfish. Whatever that means. Ah! Can I make it up there? Yes! Yeah! 50% fuel from remaining, that's fine. Whoever it was when we ended last... Wait, whoever was it when we ended last time is the anglerfish. Rule change, the anglerfish now has to wear a blindfold and do not peek. Why are we changing it? It's too hard if you can't see anything. Aunt Pie says real anglerfish are blind, so you have to wear a blindfold. The rule stands. It's okay if younger kids don't wear the blindfold when they're it. The rest of us will still wear it for scientific accuracy and to make the game more even. The rest of us, the little fish line up against one wall when the anglerfish says go. The little fish sneak across the other side. If the anglerfish catches you, you're eaten. Last little fish to be caught is the new anglerfish. The old anglerfish gives the new anglerfish the blindfold and becomes the little fish. Okay, so the kids played hide and seek, but with anglerfish stuff. That's cute. That is quite cute, if I say so myself. Anglerfish study. An update. Mellorai, while I was here making sketches of the anglerfish, I observed the children I saw earlier playing here again. They decided to rule their game that inappropriates our research. Or incorporates our research. It's wonderful. Inappropriates, that's not a word. I'm entirely delighted. It's never too early to appreciate biology. The long growth protruding from its head is bioluminescent. Perhaps it's used to grow its growth to attract prey. Oh dear. Visually, the specimen appears to be one of the same species as the anglerfish and dark bramble. We don't believe it originated from this planet. This anglerfish's digestive tract suggests death by starvation. Well, yeah, I mean, you're on a planet that's essentially like if Mercury had got filled with sand. Of course it's not gonna... Yeah. Okay. Ah, there's my shortcut. Alright. Maybe I just want to total recall myself sometimes. Well, maybe that's something that can be modded in. I don't know how they do it, but they could. Modders are some crazy motherfuckers, as we've all likely seen. Okay. So we've got that now. Anglerfish fossil. No, my children used to play a game here. One player was the anglerfish and wore a blindfold. The rest of the children, the little fish, lined up against one wall. When the anglerfish said go, yes. Delighted as... yeah. Okay. So that's that. So the bioluminescence of the anglerfish stays on even after it's dead. Interesting. I found a switch in the Meltwater district that raises and lowers the forge. The Blast Hole district is the highest district in the Hanging City. A Nomai named Poke planned to create a new advanced warp core in the Black Hole Forge. Maybe it was the Meltwater district in the Hanging City? I might need to go back there, because I never got to see the Black Hole Forge myself. Quantum Moon, Quantum Shrine, Quantum Caves. I think it'd be a good idea to visit the Quantum Caves, because I looked around the lake bed and all I got was getting crushed to death. So maybe if I go this time, I'll have a better chance of seeing what all I can do in the Quantum Caves. Alright, there. It was near Churt's camp. I believe that's the entrance. Okay. Wait, is this... what the fuck? Where am I? Oh, here it is. Is this a different one, or is this the same one? Calais is missing. He vanished from the lakebed cave, the one at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole, several days ago. And we're unable to find any trace of him. I don't know how much area has disappeared with. The rock is very familiar. Did you travel here by sediment, my friend? Because your unique color and texture appears identical to a rock I met earlier. Wasn't the same rock fragment in the cave we found at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole? We plan to re-examine the northern lakebed cave. Maybe our friendly rock will meet us down there. An update. Mallory and I went back to the lakebed cave and observed this rock again. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. That means this rock wanders like the Quantum Moon does. How curious. Yep. So there's this moon that just appears, and now its fragments have essentially gone across the different planets. So, yeah. Essentially what happens is, it's like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. If it's not in sight, it vanishes. And if there's life forms nearby enough to it, it absorbs the essence of the Quantum Moon, and those things also disappear and reappear, like these cacti, or a grove in the starting planet. That's a thing. It's terrifying, but it's a thing. So there's that. So we've closed that book, I believe. So it just seems like the dude that went missing absorbed a bit of quantum essence and just popped to a different location while the other scientist wasn't looking at him. How terrifying is that? Like, how terrifying is that as a teleportation power where it's like you're standing there 1 minute talking to your colleague and then they turn around and not look at you and then suddenly you're in the like you're just suddenly on a different planet or on the quantum moon itself. Because that's what happened with a lot of the trees in one of the groves I was in, that they just would disappear and reappear. Or the quantum moon itself, or some of the fragments. It's like if Nightcrawler couldn't control his teleporting. My ship's that way. I'm gonna head to my ship and update my log a little bit. Get my scout back, because my scout served its purpose. That's like some backrooms type scary shit. What the fuck is the backrooms? Sorry, I don't mean to sound assertive immediately, but I've been hearing about that backrooms thing forever, but it's like, what is it? I don't know what that is. It sounds like, it just sounds like some kind of weird creepypasta thing. Okay, now, if I was to operate correctly... Friends, if you find any sign of Calais. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is the Backrooms? Is that like a horror game? Or like an SCP thing? I have no idea what it is. Alright, let's get back on the ship, refuel, re-oxygen, then see if I can talk with Chert again. And then I think that may be where I stop for the night. The Wandering Rock was first spotted in a cave at the bottom of the dark lake bed at Ember's twin North Pole. Okay. So I haven't even been in the lake bed cave yet, so I have to arrive here really quickly. I found a Nomai shuttle almost completely encased in ice. There were 3 Nomai aboard the shuttle. One of them stayed behind to keep the shuttle warm, while the other 2 explored the interloper. Clary, the Nomai who stayed behind, lost contact with the other 2 after they descended below the interloper's surface. It's gonna ask me to go into the surface of the interloper. I don't want to do that! I don't want to do that! Sinking below an ice field sounds so fucking scary. Ugh. Like, the thing is that when it comes to scary stuff, for the most part, I've been better about it with certain media, like with Resident Evil, but that's more thriller stuff. When it comes down to things like this unknown cosmic shit where it's like low visibility, you don't have any means of moving around super well, and there's hostile things around you, and you don't know where they're gonna come from, that's the stuff that can just straight up, like, unnerve me. Ugh. I found something. Nope. Nothing. Alright, so as Sage was kind enough to mention, I can roast marshmallows. Starts out as 4chan post about a... Hold on. It started out as a 4chan post about the backrooms of reality itself. The idea that people can accidentally no-clip out of our reality into an alternate dimension of infinitely winding office hallways. So, the Stanley Parable? Yes, but scarier. Okay. All right. I wonder how long I can doze off for. Oh, I can doze off for a while. Well, I think I've pretty much accomplished all I really set out to do in this stream. Which means the next time I stream this game, it's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be scary. So what I'm gonna be doing is next stream, it's gonna be trying to get into that lake bed cave if I can help it, and then against all my wishes, I'm going to go into Dark Bramble and attempt to find that mothership. I wish there was another way about it, but good stream, bruv. Thank you guys for coming. It's been a blast for all the times that I've lost control of things, but yeah, it's been a good time. So just make sure to keep up with my Twitter and Twitch to see when I go live next, and I'll make sure to not be as late, hopefully. So yeah, with that said, hope you all have a good rest of your night or whenever you're seeing this, and yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next stream, people. Bye.